The story begins in the kingdom of Ellestria, where magic and sorcery permeate every corner. A young ordinary guy named Edwin lives an ordinary life. He works on his father's farm, helping him grow crops and keep livestock. But everything changes the day he finds an ancient artifact hidden in an old barn. This artifact turns out to be a magic crystal that has incredible power. Unaware of its magical powers, Edwin takes the crystal with him and travels to a nearby town, hoping to sell it and earn some money for his family. But on his way to the city, he encounters a mysterious wanderer who warns him that the crystal carries a danger that could consume him and everything around him. However, Edwin, not believing in magic and legends, ignores his warnings and continues on his way. When Edwin arrives in town, he finds his life turned upside down. The crystal attracts the attention not only of the locals, but also of the dark forces that crave its power. Endangered and fighting for his life, Edwin realizes that he has a difficult path ahead of him to unravel the mysteries of this ancient artifact and use its power for good. After an attack by dark forces on the city, Edwin realizes that he is responsible for the consequences of his discovery. He decides to embark on a journey to learn more about the origin of the crystal and its power. He is accompanied by his old friend, a former knight named Aldrik, and the wise wizard Gregor. Eventually, they realize that the truth lies not only in the origin of the crystal, but also in the power of their own choices. The journey turns not only into a struggle to save the city, but also into a spiritual awakening where each of them finds their own unique destiny in this epic story of light and darkness. Their path leads through dangerous forests, forgotten ruins, and mysterious dungeons where they face many challenges and dangers. But each new discovery brings them closer to understanding what the crystal really is and what power it contains. As they progress, they encounter allies and enemies, discover the secrets of ancient civilizations, and face betrayal and betrayal. But even in the face of danger and the darkness that lurks at every turn, Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor maintain faith that their search for truth will lead them to victory over evil and the salvation of Ellestria. But a sudden discovery reveals that the crystal is connected to an ancient prophecy that predicts not only the revival of an ancient evil, but also the arrival of a hero capable of confronting it. And now Edwin and his companions will have to face the face of evil and fight for the fate of their world. As Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor approach the end of their journey, they realize that their fates are intimately intertwined with those of Ellestria. They discover that the crystal is the key to a portal between worlds through which an ancient evil tries to invade their world. Gathering together with the army of allies they were able to gather along the way, the heroes prepare for the final battle. The armies of darkness rise up against them, and the hour of truth arrives when the forces of light and darkness clash in an epic battle. Battle erupts with fire and magic, swords clash, spells sweep through the air, and in this mortal battle, each hero shows his courage and determination. Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor lead their allies in the fight against evil in the heart of its dark fortress. Finally, after many hours of bloody battle, Edwin comes face to face with the leader of darkness, and the fate of the entire world is at stake. In a final act of courage and sacrifice, he uses the power of the crystal to defeat evil and close the portal between worlds, saving Ellestria from total annihilation. Victory came with a high price, but thanks to the courage and determination of the heroes, Ellestria is saved. Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor become legends, and their story lives on in the hearts of their people as an eternal reminder of the power of friendship, faith, and courage. After the battle is over and evil is defeated, Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor return to their hometown where they are greeted as heroes and saviors. The people greet them with celebrations, honor, and gratitude for their valiant deeds that saved Ellestria from horror and destruction. But even with victory comes a time of experience and healing. The city and its inhabitants must rebuild after so much loss and destruction that the war has brought. Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor take on the role of leaders and mentors, helping people rebuild their lives and their homes. However, in the heart of each of them, there remains an unwavering loyalty and devotion to each other. And even though their journey is over, they know that the friendship and strength they found during their adventures will accompany them forever. This is how their story ends, but their legend lives on in the hearts of those who remember their feats and are grateful for their courage and sacrifice. And they know that despite all the trials and tribulations, they will always find the strength to become heroes if necessary. As time passes, as the wounds of war begin to heal, Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor feel that the time has come for new beginnings. The city is recovering, and the inhabitants are gradually returning to their normal lives. But for our heroes, ordinary life no longer exists. They decide to embark on new adventures together, exploring the world beyond Ellestria and helping those in need of their help. Their friendship and strength have become not only weapons against evil, but also a source of inspiration and hope for many. Back in the saddle of their horses, they travel through distant lands, helping those suffering from war, disaster, or tyranny. Their adventures become legends, and their names are immortalized in history as a symbol of goodness and justice. And while their journey may be long and fraught with dangers, they know that with friends by their side, they will be able to overcome any challenges and find meaning and joy in each new day. And so their legend continues, forever living in the hearts of those who believe in the power of goodness and the power of friendship. With the years that have passed since their adventures, the legend of the Heroes of Ellestria has remained alive in the hearts of the people. The memory of Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor is passed down from generation to generation, becoming part of the history and culture of Ellestria. In the city where it all began, a monument is erected dedicated to the heroes whose deeds saved the world from horror and destruction. People gather at its base to remember those who fought for their freedom and well-being. Many stories and legends tell of the adventures and exploits of the heroes, and the places they visited become holy places where fans come to honor their memory and be inspired by their example. But the most important thing that lives on is their legacy of kindness, wisdom, and fortitude that continues to impact people's lives. Though the heroes of Ellestria may have gone, their spirit remains with us, reminding us of the importance of believing in goodness, friendship, and courage. A new chapter of eternal friendship life continues in Ellestria, and the memories of the heroes grow even brighter with time. But even after the years that have passed since their adventures, the bond between Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor remains unshaken. In the evening, under the starry sky, they come together again to reminisce about their adventures and share their life stories. And while their appearance has changed over the years, their friendship remains as strong as it was in the days when they first hit the road together. They know that regardless of distance and time, their souls are bound forever, and their adventures will remain in their hearts until the very end of time. And together they continue their adventures, exploring the world and overcoming all difficulties, knowing that with friends by their side, it is impossible to become a real hero. Over time, it's time for new generations of heroes. The great feats of Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor remain in history, but now the world needs new protectors and true friends. New heroes take their place, ready to defend Ellestria and explore uncharted lands. And although they may not know the stories of the old heroes, their spirit lives in them, inspiring them to feats and good deeds. With each new adventure, the world becomes brighter and more beautiful, thanks to those who are ready to fight for their neighbors and friends. And in this never-ending saga of friendship and courage, the story of Ellestria continues to unfold, filling everyone's hearts with the light of hope and love. After many years, when distant generations have forgotten the names of the heroes, their spirit remains alive in the hearts of those who glorify Ellestria. Their exploits have become legends, and their names are intertwined with the history and culture of this earthly land. In each new generation, their stories are told and their images are immortalized on canvases, in poems, and in songs. Eternal gratitude fills the hearts of those who know that through their sacrifice and courage, Ellestria preserves her freedom and peace. And although time is inexorable and generations come and go, the memory of the heroes of Ellestria remains unchanged. Their story lives on in the hearts of those who believe in the power of friendship, loyalty, and love. And so, their legacy stretches through the ages, leaving its mark on everything that surrounds them and reminding everyone that even the most ordinary people can become heroes if they need to. Centuries later, when past events have become only part of ancient legends, their names remain alive in the hearts of those who glorify Ellestria. The characters Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor have become symbols of kindness and courage, and their stories have been passed down from generation to generation, inspiring everyone who hears their names. Their exploits remain in people's memories, and anyone who learns their story finds something in it that concerns their own lives and beliefs. The greatness of their deeds becomes a symbol of hope and light in the darkness, reminding us of the power of good and love in a world where evil is always present. And although time is inexorable and generations come and go, the legend of the heroes of Ellestria remains alive forever. Their souls continue to live in our hearts, and their stories will remain forever told to inspire us and remind us that there is potential in each of us to become a hero if we only believe in ourselves and in the power of friendship, faith, and love. Chapter: New Heroes. Years later, when the legend of the Heroes of Ellestria has become part of ancient mythology, new heroes are taking their place. Time is inexorable, and the world still needs defenders and advocates of justice. Young and brave, they admire the legendary deeds of Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor, and their stories inspire them to their exploits. Together, they embark on new adventures, ready to overcome all the difficulties and challenges that stand in their way. And although the world is constantly changing and times of change, the hope for peace and justice lives in the hearts of everyone who believes in the power of good. And so, the legend of the Heroes of Ellestria lives on, inspiring new generations to feats and calling them to search for truth and wisdom that can change the world. Their story becomes a legend passed down from generation to generation, reminding everyone that the power of friendship and true devotion can overcome any dark forces. And although times may change, the legend of Edwin, Aldrik, and Gregor remains eternal and inspires the hearts of those who believe in the power of light. Chapter: Eternal Memory. Many years later, when even the most ancient legends become part of a forgotten past, the memories of the heroes of Ellestria linger in the hearts of all who glorify this great world. Their names become a symbol of strength and valor, and their feats are an inspiration for all who strive for the best. The monument erected in honor of the heroes stands firmly and unshaken as a symbol of eternal memory. People come to him to honor their names and remember that thanks to their courage and self-sacrifice, Ellestria remained free and prosperous. And although time is inexorable and the memories of the heroes fade, their spirit remains alive in everyone who continues to believe in goodness and justice. Their stories are told over and over again to remind us that even the most ordinary people can become heroes if they believe in themselves and in the power of friendship, loyalty, and love. Chapter: Memories and Hope. Centuries later, when past events have become only part of legend and myth, the memories of the heroes of Ellestria remain alive in the hearts of those who believe in the power of good and light. Their names become a symbol of hope and inspiration for all who seek a path to justice and peace. The legend of the heroes lives on in songs and stories passed down from generation to generation. Their feats remind us that even the most ordinary people can do great things if only they believe in their own power and stand on the side of good. And as times change and new challenges stand in the way of peace, the memory of the heroes of Ellestria remains unshaken. Their story reminds us of the power of friendship, loyalty, and courage that can overcome any obstacle and bring light into the darkness. Centuries later, when the last traces of ancient events have faded from people's memories, the story of the heroes of Ellestria lives on in the souls of those who seek inspiration and hope. Their names become part of the heritage of this world, and their feats are passed down by word of mouth as an eternal symbol of strength and courage. Monuments erected in honor of the heroes stand firm and unshakable, reminding everyone of their valiant deeds and self-sacrifice. People gather at their base to remember that it was thanks to them that Ellestria remained free and whole. And although times change and the world undergoes change, the story of the heroes remains unchanged as an eternal symbol of goodness and justice. Their story lives on in each of us, reminding us that even the most ordinary people can do something great if they only believe in themselves and follow their hearts. Centuries later, as times have changed and new generations have taken on the role of protectors of Ellestria, the memories of the heroes of the past remain alive in the hearts of all who dwell in this world. Their history has become part of the fabric of this world, and their legacy continues to inspire and strengthen those who follow their path. New heroes continue to follow the old examples, fighting for peace and justice in their time. And while the challenges and obstacles may be new, the spirit of the heroes of the past lives on in each of them, a reminder of the strength and wisdom that can overcome any obstacle. Chapter: The Legacy and the Way Forward. Centuries later, when times have changed and new generations have taken on the role of protectors of Ellestria, memories of the heroes. Thus, the legacy of the heroes of Ellestria continues to live on forever, filling the hearts of people with hope and faith for a better future. And their history will live on even when the last traces of time are erased from memory, as a symbol of strength, goodness, and wisdom which is glorified forever. Chapter: Eternal Memory. Centuries later, as times have changed and new generations have taken their place in history, the memories of the heroes of Ellestria remain alive in the hearts of all who glorify this world. Their names have become a symbol of strength and valor, and their feats have become an eternal source of inspiration. Monuments erected in honor of the heroes stand firm, reminding everyone of their valiant deeds and self-sacrifice. People come to them to remember that thanks to them, Ellestria remained free and peaceful. And although time is inexorable and generations come and go, the story of the heroes remains alive forever. Their spirit lives on in each of us, reminding us of the power of friendship, loyalty, and courage that can overcome any obstacle and bring light into the darkness. This video ends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.